GTR.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan Sindel, and welcome to the second half of Part 4, playing Pachelbel's Canon in D major. In our last segment, we were looking at Section E, bars 19 and 20, and now we'll finish Section E with bars 21 and 22. And of course, if you haven't downloaded the ebook yet, you can for free. Just go to www.ezgtr.com, sign up for the newsletter, and we'll send you a link to download the ebook. Here at bar 21, things are getting pretty interesting because what happens is, as guitar 1 is now entering, guitar 2 is just 2 measures behind and enters at the same time at measure 19. And if you compare the 2 measures, you'll see they're written out exactly the same rhythmically. The only thing that's different is in measure 21, the notes are different and they're playing in harmony. So let's go ahead and look at measure 21. We've got the notes F sharp, D to E. And that's played as a little hammer-on, so the triple will sound. So our second triplet is F sharp, E to D. And that E to D we can do as a pull-off. So that first grouping of notes will sound like this. Now our second grouping of notes, once again, is a grouping of 8 consecutive 30-second notes. We start on our E, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, E, D, C sharp. So that'll sound like this. Now we play a little triplet with the notes D, B, C sharp. And then we'll end that little phrase with the 16th staccato note. Now here we go again, as the same as bar 19. We've got that little section here of 2 30-second notes tied together, D to E, and we're going to shift to our 7th position. We'll play the D here. But then now we play that grouping of 8 consecutive 30-second notes. So in reality, this phrasing is now 10 30-second notes. And that is D, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, F sharp, D, C sharp, D. I'll play that for you once again. So measure 21 will sound like this. Now that we've arrived to measure 22, let's do a quick comparison with measure 20. And we'll notice once again that these measures are completely identical rhythmically. The only thing that changes are the notes in measure 22. And because once again, these play in harmony with each other. So let's go ahead and look at measure 22. Our first triplet is the notes B, D to C sharp. And the D to C sharp, since we have downward movement, we can create a pull-off. So we've got the notes B, D, C sharp, and it looks like this. Now our second set of triplets has the notes B, A, G, and since there's downward movement once again, we can create a pull-off with the notes A and G. So that first system sounds like this. One more time. Now for our next system, once again, we have 8 consecutive 30-second notes, starting on the note A, G, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, which sounds like this. One more time. So those first 2 systems sound like this. Now our third system has 2 triplets once again, and we have B, D to C sharp, just as before. Then we have D, C sharp, E. So that system sounds like this. One more time. the last phrase, we just move up to the 9th position. And we're going to take a look at our last grouping of 30-second notes. We have 8 of them. And to officially finish this phrase, let's go ahead and look at page 6 of the workbook, which would be the first measure of bar 23. We're just going to play that very first note, which is a D note. And that's going to be the end of this phrase. So what we have here, our first note is a C sharp, D, E, D, C sharp, D, B, C sharp, and then the first note of bar 23, which is a D. And that's how this phrase ends, which sounds like this. One more time. Bar 22 will sound like this. Alright, you guys, that's the end of today's lesson. Thanks for hanging in there. And as always, keep the emails and the comments coming. Join the user group that we just started, and we'll see you next time.